Hey guys, MoneyMan300 back for some more Forza 6 videos here, and got another NASCAR expansion video, and this is going to be the build and tune for the really the only build that will get you to 900 and the tune associated with that. So we're going to run a little, I'm just going to run it in some rivals here, and this is on Sebring Short. So some of the NASCAR cars have done fairly well on Sebring Short, so let's see what we can do, see if we can lay down any type of time. I'm going to get the out car here. Oh, I thought I turned traction control on, but I don't see that I have it on. I may have to change it up. I will say you are going to want to run traction control. We'll see what I can do without it, but pretty much all the top times that are with these. Problem is you can spin it in about 4 gears out here. Ooh. Really hung that up. Yeah, I mean look at that. It's crazy. I'm barely hitting it right there. So we'll try a couple laps without it here and see what it's like. See how close we are. And then try a couple laps with traction control. Gosh, even coming out of that, I was going straight and started to, straight enough anyway. I have no idea how my rival's probably not that far out there, but yeah, kind of shift just to keep those gears in the right spot. That was kind of lame. Yeah, it's real hard with that. I mean, you got to be so good with the throttle. Maybe if you got Race Boy throttle control, probably run this thing without traction control. But it is just tons of torque. Oh, come on. You know what? I'm gonna have to back that up past there because it's gonna get my next lap too. God. I kept it away from the wall that time. All right, let's get one more lap here without traction control. Whoa, turn. Ah. Gotta immediately get into third gear here. Not terrible. Well, not great either. We're ahead of our time out there. God, just so much. Not even hitting the throttle all that hard out there. All right, so let's finish that out at our 109.714, which I don't believe is is very good at all. And let's turn traction control on and see how much of a difference that makes. So let's let this roll through here real quick and go over here. Let's look at our leaderboard, see, give ourselves some point of reference. It's 614 or 1400. I mean, it's not the worst ever, but It'd be pretty competitive in a multiplayer setting, although really hard to drive. So we're gonna hit the now we'll hit the restart button here, and we're going. I swore I turned traction control on. I must not have saved it or something. But it's a good. It kind of gives us an idea of how this works here. So TCS only. I think I hit B here instead of A. So we got leave everything else alone. We turn that traction control on, and now let's get a couple laps this way and see how it looks. Overall, though, I like the way the car handled in the turns and things like that. It felt real good. So I'm using the Ford car. It doesn't matter. I just picked it just because. Whoa. Don't shift too early. You still... So even when you're driving with traction control, you still want to use good throttle control because you don't want the traction control like constantly kicking in because it does cut your power and can make you slower. Oh, I went down to first gear there. I didn't even know it. I don't think I wanted to do that. Ah, that was bad. All right, get up here, get this first lap in. A warm-up lap. So we can start taking this corner a little better. It's still too far outside on that little area there. All right, here we go. Already better. Ooh, don't kill it there. That was close. Ah. Locked him up. It cost a little bit of time there. That was a terrible turn at the end. It's not what we wanted at all. You see how much faster I am, though. See where we end up here. I like that a little better. I'm going to run one more lap. Down to 107 there. We knocked almost 2 seconds off. Just by doing traction control. That was really slow there. I missed both those turns a little bit. Kind of rolled through them. You're going to see that through there. Yeah, almost a second. And I caught the piece of that there. Got me all loose. I might run one more. Just because this one was so bad. Took that turn a little better. Still a little bit of an early turn in there. We'll run one more. Or a quick 1 minute lap. So. It's because I know I can run that better than that. I'll brake just a little earlier there. Not sure why, because that was bad. It's alright, get yourself set up here. Even as bad as I ran that, it was still faster than what I was running. Like I said, if you got just exceptional throttle control, you could run this without the traction control, but... Alright, we killed that. Alright, let's stop there. I don't want to keep going around. But anyway, you can see what we got going there. We did get that 107.885. Go take a look at the build and the tune for this. Let's get through this here real quick. Alright, let's look at the leaderboard here. 183rd, so 448th. That's okay. There's more in there. I could get down to the 106s. Probably get to that top 100. Just got to put in a few more laps. First time I've driven that car on that track was that right there. I did not tune it on this track. As soon as I hopped in, I started recording. So a few more laps to kind of get those couple of those turns down, and could easily, get in the top 200, no question. Probably push that up into the top 100. But anyway, not bad. We will let's continue on out of this and hop over into the build and the tune. Like I said, there's really only one build for this, and this works for all of the NASCAR cars. They're the same. They're all the same. They have the same parts, start at the same PI, same everything. So you got one, you got them all. Unfortunately, you can only download a tune for this specific car. So if you want to download it, I do have it shared out there. But you have to have this Ford number 2. Is it the number 2 or the number 22? I don't know, which one do I have here? The number 2. So you do have to have the Ford number 2 to download it. But it's a pretty easy, there aren't a ton of parts for it, so it's pretty easy just to set it up and build it. So let's get over there and take a look at that. Get over into our upgrade shop. And let's start with the parts. First off, in the engine conversion, we are doing an engine swap to the 5.9 liter V8 racing engine. That just crazy torque. You can see 825 horsepower, 650 foot-pounds of torque, 2804 for the weight, and 53% of that to the front. You can see the difference here in torque, 450 to 650. I mean, it's a big deal. Big difference in there. So anyway, there's that. Next up, let's take a look at our tire compound. The only thing you put on there is the drag tires, so that is what it is. So I just have the stock on there. And then I do have the full upgraded front width, full upgraded rear width. I just changed my wheels. I hate it when it does that. I should ask you sure you want to change your wheels? Yeah, anyway, I can show you guys. You know what? And then when you change your wheels, it changes your. That is annoying. You gotta put these back on real quick. I've done that before. You guys done that? Drives you crazy. I just hit the A button right there instead of going one over. Or didn't take my one over. Anyway, any of these that are 26 pounds you can use, whatever you want to use. They're all the same, right? 26. I don't remember. I liked what I had on here before. It must have been this one since I had this. So we're going to put that on there. I wish I could just use the stock NASCAR wheels on there. You could, but you're not taking full advantage of your PI. I did not do anything with this. I left these all alone. Really no reason to. I'd leave them there. Usually with speed cars, you'd not changing a whole lot of that anyway. So I did not do any of the width upgrades. Drivetrain, we do have the single drivetrain update to get a little bit less weight. We do have the race brakes on there, so we have adjustable brakes. Can't play from here. I must have thought I said something. And then we do have the race weight reduction. Pretty good. 457 pounds of weight that takes off of there. And we do not have any restrictor plate upgrades. We cannot do that and still stay within where we're at. Even if you took the tire upgrades, maybe if you took the tires, the brakes. I think I tried, messing around with some of that. I still didn't quite get you there. Can't do it. You really don't need that extra horsepower anyway, to be honest with you. It doesn't even add to your top end. It adds some horsepower, 75, but at some point enough is enough, and this build is enough. And you'll see it's consistent with the people that other builds. So that is the build. Let's take a look at our tune here. Saving. Did I make a change? I suppose technically I did. I changed back. I have 28.0 and 28.0. I did not check these in telemetry. This may need to go to 28.5 just to balance out because you're going to get a lot of wheel spin in the back, but I don't think it's a big deal. I'm just going to leave it. 3.5, I just adjusted this just a little bit, not much. It's a slight adjustment. I think it starts at like 3.73. I did just pull it down a little bit to try to help with the torque and lengthen out the gears just a touch. I left this all default 2015. Negative 0.1. I thought this was 2 at one point. I wonder if I accidentally did that. Anyway, it's 0.1 and it works, so I'm not going to mess with it. And then 5.0. I made a little bit of adjustment in here in 11.33 and 6.55. We did soften up the springs in both the front and the rear. Ended at 653 and 573. Left the car all the way down. Made a few adjustments here. Ended up at 9.8, 9.8, 2.5, and 2.5. I did have it where we were down a little here. and it was just way too twitchy. The turn in and transitional oversteer was too much, so I did just kind of bring this back up. If you're still struggling and you think it's turning in too much or other things, you can start to lower in your rear or raise the front a little bit, and that will kind of smooth out that transitional oversteer if you're seeing that. I think it's pretty good, and it's really not noticeable at all when you have your traction control turned on. I did go all the way with the aero at 722 and 755. I think you'll want to do that. And the brakes ended up at 48 and 150. Brakes feel really balanced. I did have that one where I locked it up a little bit. That was not because of my brake balance. I feel like that balance of 48 is really good right there. Ended up at 18% and 8 for my acceleration and deceleration differential. So that's everything there, the build and the tune. You can just apply this to every NASCAR. It's really the only tune that you probably will run with this, with the exception of as you're going through the race icons. And you can check out my other videos on the race icons. I kind of do some tuning in between based on whether it's an oval or whether it's not, because in those race icons you can't do the engine swap or increase your horsepower. So anyways, that's all for this one. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.